yesterday I did the Adam and Stitch show. Adam and Sitch or Adam and Stitch?
Sitch and Adam or something like that.
Stitch and Adam. Apparently it's based on like a Disney movie that I had never heard of.
Lilo and Stitch?
Never heard of that. If you reduce the Tulsa, Oklahoma race riots to bad actions by individuals, you are obscuring the reality of both what was going on there, what was going on around the country, and what was happening throughout, decades in the wake of Reconstruction.
Yeah.
All right, we're responding to a Sam Seder.
I'm so angry. I'm so triggered. I'm gonna rip my shirt off like the Hulk. Sam Seder.
Sitch saw this clip, and he got so angry about it.
We have to start over. You can't
No. This is the look. There's no starting over here. Sitch saw this.
The joke backfired on me.
Sitch saw this clip.
Yes.
He got so angry. He tore he ripped his shirt, his brand new fucking shirt.
Well, no, listen. I don't like the lie. I've never actually seen this clip. Okay.
I told Sitch about this clip.
Yeah, Adam just described the clip to me in general. He didn't even describe it in detail. He just generally explained the clip to me, and I got so angry I ripped my shirt off.
Okay, so the backstory on the clip is Sam Seder came on and did a debate with us, a conversation.
Yes.
Was it a debate? I feel like it kind of turned into a debate.
Whatever.
I do think it got a little, well, it didn't really get heated, but it got a little spicy.
There was some talking over each other.
Yeah. So, Sitch never accused Sam of inciting violence or stochastic terrorism or anything, but I think some of the
intentionally.
Right. Well, you never accused him of accidentally doing it.
I said that I thought his rhetoric could lead people down that pathway.
Well, you asked him, and he kind of said, "Are you saying this?" And you were like, "No, I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm just saying, do you think?" Okay, you tell it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I haven't seen this clip, so I don't know what he's gonna say. But he was saying, "Are you saying that I did not denounce the violence or that I'm intentionally doing this?" And I said, No. I said that I think your rhetoric, where you're basically saying that we here in America are heading towards a white supremacist society, or live in a white supremacist society, and are like on the edge of fascism, that we're like heading towards fascism, that using that extreme rhetoric, which number one, I think is not true at all. But then number two, I think you're basically setting up, or you could be setting up people to commit acts of violence, because I think a reasonable person would think it's reasonable to use violence to prevent their country from falling into fascism. And I think you need to be careful when you use this rhetoric.
Right. This is why I'm so demoralized by the January 6th stuff, because I do see how people can see January 6th as like teetering on the edge of fascism.
Mm-hmm. But he wasn't even talking about January 6th.
I know. I'm just saying, I'm using that as the most explicit thing you could probably point to if you're going to make the argument that we're teetering on fascism, right? So I wish that kind of stuff wasn't happening, because it really
underlines. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I literally had this conversation with my dad about this.
Okay.
And he brought up January 6th, and I was like, listen, I don't think you can make that argument, because even though Trump tried to do the thing with the fake electors and all that stuff and try to get the state legislatures to overturn the votes, no one went along with it.
Yeah, no
one went along with it. Everyone, Pence told them no. State legislatures told them no. No one went along with this. So I don't know how you can make this argument.
Well, some people did go along with it in that they did the fake electors. So
no, but I mean people that were in positions of power that could have done something to enact this change. None of them went along with it.
Yeah, exactly. So that obviously is a point in favor. So this clip is from Sam Seder responding to our discussion, our debate on his show the next day. And this was before Sean had gone on. He mentioned that he went on our show. And we have these conversations with people. I just try, like, my ultimate goal is that they just understand our perspective. That didn't happen. I think this clip is evidence of that. So
Okay.
Sam is supposed to come back on in September. Maybe I think we try harder to like actually get him to steelman our position. So, but I'll play
Right.
the clip. You can respond.
Oh, I should also say, yesterday I did the Adam and Stitch show.
Okay, now you're probably gonna you're probably gonna want to respond to that right away.
Oh, he did that on purpose.
Not only did he
Yeah.
call you Stitch,
No, look at that.
Not
After
only-
the whole thing, he didn't even know what Lilo and Stitch even was.
now okay. So in the beginning of the show, and this happened off of camera, right?
No, it was on camera.
When we
I
talked
thought
about
it was on camera. I
No.
heard someone mention it, so I'm assuming
No,
someone
but we
knew.
talked about the name of the show, and I had
Yeah.
mentioned why people call it Adam and Sitch
Yes.
is because of Lilo and Stitch is this
Right.
complete meme, so it's already in people's brains, and
Right.
so Adam and Sitch is very close to Lilo and Stitch, so that's why
And he
sometimes my name comes first. Yeah,
Right. And he said, I don't know what Lilo and Stitch is. And I was
Right.
like, what?
right.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway.
It gets more interesting. You're gonna love this.
Adam and Sitch or Adam and
Oh.
Stitch?
Sitch and Adam or something like that.
Stitch and Adam. Apparently, it's based on like
So I like how Matt knows because Matt's yelled at me on Twitter. He says Sitch and Adam.
Oh, he
under his
knows.
breath.
Yeah, we've been trying to
Yes.
get Matt on. The disembodied voice on Majority Report
Right.
actually had a conniption fit on Twitter at Sitch.
Yeah, like really bizarrely too. I'm
Yeah.
assuming he's just mad because of the Anna conversation.
Look, Matt, we're
Um,
nice people. Just chill. Just come on the show, okay?
I mean,
my
we can
DMs,
be nice people.
my DMs are open. Just look, we're not scary.
Okay.
Adam and Stitch show. Adam and Sitch or Adam and Stitch?
Sitch and Adam or something like that.
Stitch and Adam. Apparently, it's based on like a Disney movie that I had never heard of.
Lilo and Stitch.
Never heard of that.
Okay. How do you like that?
This shows you how little he was paying attention to like words in the conversation because we were talking before the stream. We said you said very clearly, "Oh no. So the reason why people mistake it is because of Lilo and Stitch, the movie."
Yes, I know.
And I think he specifically said, "Oh, is that why you're named that way?" And I said, "No, because it's not Stitch. It's I don't know. He's just not listening. I guess he's not paying attention. He doesn't
Yeah.
pay attention to what other people tell him. I guess I don't know. Whatever. It's
It
fine.
gets better. Like wait
Listen,
till you
he's
get in-
old. He's old. He forgets things. He doesn't
He's
remember
not
things.
that old. How dare you, Sitch?
He says he's old. He says he's an old man who doesn't remember what he said in previous conversations ever. Doesn't remember that conversation.
How
He doesn't
dare
remember-
you.
Even though this was like the day after we had the conversation or whatever. It's fine.
He's
whatever.
not that old. Okay,
He's an old man.
continue.
Anyways, I looked it up
Cool
while I was
to
on.
cool to base your
And
show off
it
that.
was
And Matt jumps in. It's not cool to base your show on a movie like that.
What does that even mean?
It's not based. Look, Sam.
I don't even. I know it's obviously not based on that, but I don't even know what that even means.
Sam,
Like,
our
the
show
concept.
is not based on the Disney movie. Okay?
I mean, listen, if it was, Lilo and Stitch is a fucking awesome movie. I
Don't-
wouldn't have a problem with that.
Please don't say that. Sitch.
Lilo and Stitch is a based movie.
No,
okay?
no,
What do you mean?
please
You don't
don't
like
s-
Lilo and Stitch?
Anything you say about that movie is going to reinforce in his mind that our show
That's
is
good.
a
I want it.
Okay.
I want this to forever be blazed into his mind. Okay?
Okay.
He thinks that for some reason, for literally no reason, we named our show after Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Only
Don't-
it's Adam and Sitch.
don't
Or Sitch
think-
and Adam. So it completely destroys the idea that we would name it after Lilo and Stitch.
Look, don't think about it too much.
Okay.
more or less an hour of it was really only one of the animated one guy was felt that I had misinformed this audience by characterizing what he had described to me. I didn't know about this until I got on, obviously, that I had mischaracterized a video clip, a statement by the superintendent of schools in Oklahoma And I think he had said to me it was like a debate about the law. It was really, I guess, like a town hall where this guy was being questioned by Oklahomans.
And he said you can only look at it on an individual basis or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck does this come from? Why did he keep pivoting back to this, looking at the law from an individual basis?
Because he had this. So Sam's entire problem is that he just created this. He misinterpreted what the guy said. I don't know why he derived it this way. I think it's because he has such a negative view of anything that's anti-CRT. So he's like looking for a way in his mind, or his mind is looking for a way to like twist everything in this negative context. So he created the misinterpretation of this guy's statement originally, and he just ran with it. And it didn't matter how much you would show him that that's not what the guy meant. He just couldn't let it go.
But that wasn't the argument you were making either. And somehow you got caught up in you're making this argument that you can only look at it from an individual basis. What?
Wait, he said I'm looking at it? No, he didn't say that. He said the guy. He's talking about the guy. He's
here.
This guy was being questioned by Oklahomans.
And he said you can only look at it on an individual basis or whatever, right?
Yeah. I didn't remember the clip. I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, or 5.
4 or 5 weeks ago.
a month ago, 2 months ago, 10 years ago.
I mean, this is a little.
I said it was 3 weeks ago in the conversation. But
it was 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about?
2 weeks ago, yeah. I don't even remember.
We said it was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And then you said he uploaded another clip yesterday.
Right. That was similarly themed. Yeah.
Right.
5 weeks ago. I mean, I can't remember a clip from yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Adam.
They tried to tell me what the quote was. And I was like, well, can I see the quote, what the guy said? Apparently the idea was that we had clipped only part of what this guy had said, and that they felt that he had said something that had mitigated it. And it was basically, the part that I was reacting to was that Oklahoma, was that the Tulsa race riots, he said was, we're going to show the good, the bad, the ugly of it. And this is in defense of their anti-CRT law. But it was, bad actions by individuals. And my argument was and is that if you reduce the Tulsa, Oklahoma race riots to bad actions by individuals, you are obscuring the reality of both what was going on there, what was going on around the country, and what was happening throughout, decades in the wake of Reconstruction.
Yeah.
And so their argument was that it was misinformation for me to say that this was racist and akin to the lost cause. I obviously didn't say it was the lost cause.
So wait, I don't know. It's hard to tell with Sam, but this is good. So when we have our next conversation, because he's not saying what our argument was. Because my argument was that you've misinterpreted what that guy said. He didn't say what you think he said. That's not what he meant.
Right.
Which Sam is not bringing up, obviously, in this retelling of events.
Well, he's saying that his interpretation of the guy's argument is your argument.
I don't know if he's saying that. It's not clear.
I feel like he is saying that.
I mean, I don't know. I honestly can't tell from how he worded it, because he worded it kind of confused with the pronouns. He's talking about me. He's talking about the guy. But when we have the next conversation with him, we can be like, you need to, because there was this confusion. Can you state my position back to me so I know that you even understand it?
Well, the whole idea that they keep pivoting back to the actions of individuals makes me think that they're saying that we're trying to say that these were just bad apples, and that, there wasn't some sort of racist environment going on at this time, which neither of us would say. I mean, obviously, there was racist laws. There were literally Jim Crow laws at this time, I believe. So,
of course.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so that I would not describe as like the action of a few bad apple individual people who were racist. Like there was some kind of systemic racism.
Right.
But I don't think that persists today. And the law specifically says that you can't use that as evidence to infer that all systems are irredeemably racist and racist in favor of white people.
Yeah, and the law that the part of the law the guy was talking about, he was just saying, why he used the word individual. He was just saying you can't intrinsically say that because someone is white they are racist. That was all the guy was saying, and because they kind of cut out the original context, and because the guy asking the question and the guy responding didn't like become hyper specific in the conversation, Sam misinterpreted it to mean this very bizarre thing that it didn't actually mean. And I even in our conversation read how in the guidelines that the Oklahoma school board put out to talk to teachers about the guidelines of the law, they explicitly say that you can teach that groups of people like the Nazis and the KKK were motivated by a belief of racism towards specific groups of people. It specifically says you can do that in the guidelines, and I specifically read that to Sam, and I sent him the link to that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think he is saying that I agree with the guy in terms of the individual thing. But I think the fact that he's not really saying what my argument was could lead people to think that we were agreeing with the guy.
Yeah.
So.
No, we think that all the Tulsa stuff was like, I guess racial collectivism might be a way that Sam would
you just say it was motivated by racism. I mean,
sure, but he keeps. I feel like collectivism is showing that we're not like taking the individualist route.
Okay,
right. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't. Why does he keep pivoting back to individualism? I'm like, individualism is completely irrelevant to this argument.
Okay, it's again. It's because in the clip he was responding to,
right? The guy says, "I would never." He uses the word individual, but he's not doing it in a sense of like individualism. He's saying, look, I would never tell any student, like he could easily say, I would never tell any student that they would behave in a certain way because of their skin color.
Right.
The individual, him just saying, I wouldn't tell any individual. He's not talking about individualism.
Yeah, the guy
But I think Sam is talking about individualism.
Okay, I'll explain what the problem was. I explained this to Sam. The problem is that he plays the second half of the clip. Okay, the first half of the clip, the guy asks him and says, how can we teach the Tulsa race massacre and not run afoul of the anti-CRT law? And the guy says, it specifically says in the school standards that we're going to teach the anti-CRT law. I have no desire to hide it. We have no desire to hide it. I think that we need to teach the good, the bad, and the ugly, which Sam does bring up, that we need to teach all aspects of our history, and that the only way children going forward can become good Americans is to teach where America, has failed.
Messed up, yeah. Didn't live up to our principles.
Right. So you hear that and you think, okay, this guy's obviously not trying to hide. He's not a secret racist. This isn't a lost cause system. Like, this is so overt what he's saying, right? But then the guy, the questioner, who's an idiot,
asks
the same question and he does the stupid thing, which is he doesn't specify what specifically he's looking for.
Right.
Okay. Because what he's specifically looking for is there's that aspect of the CRT law where it says you're not allowed to intentionally make someone feel bad because of their skin color. And the guy doesn't understand the intentional part of it, which we also went over with Sam in this conversation that we had on our channel.
So when he asks again, he's implying that if you taught me that way, that would make me feel bad. And how does that making me feel bad not run afoul of the CRT law? But he doesn't understand the CRT law.
Right. Now, because the guy didn't actually say because the guy's an idiot who's asking the question, and I think he's just trying to farm for a gotcha, he doesn't ask it that way. He doesn't say, there's this part in the law about making you feel bad, and I think that teaching the Tulsa Race Massacre would go against that. So how do you teach it? He just repeats the question. How can you teach it in the CRT law? So the superintendent doesn't know what he's referring to, right? So he says, oh, well, according to me, what CRT means is that you're judging someone on the basis of their skin color. And how I define CRT is that you're saying that white people are inherently racist because they're white. And I think you shouldn't teach kids that just because you're white, you're not inherently racist. And that would be against the law. And he says you can teach that individuals do individual things, but you shouldn't say it's inherent, meaning it's inherent based on their skin color.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam didn't understand any of that. He didn't watch the full context, and he's also going into it with a very bad faith interpretation of everything. So when the guy says you can teach that individuals do bad things, he in his mind, using the lack of information, twists this around to mean, oh, he's saying that you can teach that individual people committed the bad action of the Tulsa race massacre, but that they were just trying to do it for their own individual reasons, that they were not motivated by a group racist perspective.
That's not what he's saying. No, stop, Sam. Stop. Go back.
Right.
No, stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
And so, but Sam
Wait,
could not move
halt.
off of that. He could not move off of his initial incorrect assessment of the situation.
Oh, so sad. All right, let's finish the clip up here.
But it was obscuring the truth of those riots by obscuring the context in which they took place. And that debate lasted an hour.
Yeah.
And it was, frankly, it was a little tedious, but I suggested that the next time that I come on, like, tell me in advance what the clip is, and then I don't have to spend the whole time you sending me through chat the transcript of what the guy said.
They would have, but they did all that stuff just last minute.
They did.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Good
I mean, I
faith,
literally
Gary.
did, though. I literally did do all that, like, last minute, so.
Yeah, we did.
That's fine.
I told him because he was like, "Oh, I think he says it here. Here, I'll just play it."
You sending me through chat the transcript of what the guy said.
They would have, but they did all that stuff just last minute.
They did say they prepared at the last minute, but they did have the transcripts ready. That was weird.
Some good last minute prep there.
That is good.
But they can't share.
All right, do we have Sean? What's going on?
I did tell him.
Okay.
I did DM him and say, "Listen, there is a transcript feature on the fucking YouTube. Like, all you got to do is copy paste the entire transcript in. Like, we aren't
That's what I did.
busily.
Yeah, that's literally what I
Obviously,
did.
it's a copy paste.
Yeah.
Look, he's thinking, look, you stayed up all night transcribing the
No.
call.
It's a 3-minute clip, and I just went to Google. I just took the transcript and I just copy pasted it. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, totally.
I
So
mean,
I let him
okay.
know that. But so you have any thoughts on this before we end the clip, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was right. I was right.
What were you right about?
We should have played the clip at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
I was 100% right.
He didn't even have headphones or anything like that. So I don't.
It
know
doesn't
that
matter.
could've-
We would have just muted him for the 3 minutes, and that would have been it. It would have been fine.
All right. Well, he's coming back again. Emma's coming with him. We're gonna have a great 2v2 debate. I don't know what we're gonna debate. Probably like trans women in sports or something like that. But check that out.
No, we should debate CRT or something.
Okay. I haven't asked him about getting Emma on, so it's just kind of my dream to do it. But we'll see what happens.
That's
So,
your dream. That's not my dream.
right. Sitch is vehemently against it. So.
Yeah.
All right, we'll end it there. Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.